I would like to tell you something. That possibility is that in the middle of the session, I point out towards something that will not be for you. That will be an indication to you that just wait for a minute. Possibility is that my pets, they stroll into the room.
Okay.
I I can't keep my doors shut, because if I keep my doors shut, they will keep on clawing on the door and make noises.
Okay.
So I have my sessions by going this way, leaving my doors open. Possibility is that nothing happens, but the possibility is they would stroll into the room and one of them might come and sit in my lap.
Okay. No
Okay.
problem. No problem. Okay.
So yes, Miss Sapna, we are meeting for the first time, and you tell me something about you.
First of all, good morning, ma'am. My
Very
name is
good.
Sapna. Yes, my name is Sapna, and I am from Jammu. As far as my academic credential are concerned, I have done masters in English, and I have a B.Ed degree too. Right now, I am a full-time homemaker and blessed with the one kid, and also want to improve my communication skills. So that's why I am connecting to you. I want to improve my communication skills for my village students as well as for me, because I have master's degree and I want to justify with my degree and with my son. So that's all about me. And another thing that is, I have was a session, first session with Shoda ma'am. After that, I searched about for your channel a lot on the YouTube, but I didn't find. And one day, suddenly, when I mailed you, suddenly when I opened my phone, uh, then I watched your video, and I was over the moon that day. That so finally I got your channel, and thank you that you have given me your precious time to me. So this is all about me, ma'am.
So, Miss Sapna, you have really said so much good about me. Yes, I used to have these kinds of sessions, and this is the beauty of this platform. But having credentials or degree in some subject and communicating in the same language on the social platform, or whenever you are in the social gathering or talking to somebody at random, these are altogether two different things. Like knowing the language is all theoretical, and using that language as a mode of communication, it is really a skill. So this is a different thing.
But the thing is that then when you have the degree, and it may be the other person thinks this thing, it may be the mentality of the another person, that if you have a master degree, it may be you are competent, or you can confidently speak this language. Especially if we talk about the English subject, if you have a degree with history or another thing, it may be the perception of the people a little bit different. But if you have a master degree, it may or 100% the perception of the people is that you are confident in writing and speaking and whatever the aspect of this language. So that's why, because I did my whole education in the government school, and before starting my YouTube channel, I am a very small content creator, ma'am. And at, before that, I was not be able to communicate a single sentence with other people. Even though I could make the sentences in my mind, but unable to communicate. But when I started my YouTube channel, after that I talked to I did uh, I think 10 or 12 sessions with other co-learner, and now I am little bit confident to talk with other person. Still, I fumble a
Mhm.
lot and forget the words while speaking, but still, I am working on this uh, skill.
Yeah, this is a misconception, and normally people, we are also part of that community as well. Now, because we are on this journey, now we can understand the things to a deeper extent. But before joining this platform, We used to think like we used to have these kinds of opinions about the people around us. If somebody is educated, having so many degrees, so everybody assumes that you are a master of all trades. You should be perfect in everything, whether it comes to speaking or writing or reading or understanding or giving answers to all of their queries. And we have grown up in the same kind of format. But yes, now we realize that these are altogether two different things. That you might be having plethora of degrees in your credit, but speaking is altogether an art. You can take the example of the gurus or the preachers, uh, they are influencers. Influencer, these are the people. When you listen to them, they leave a lasting impact on your minds because they play with the words. They are familiar with your psychology, and that is the skill. So that is nothing to do with the credentials. And the same rule applies over here. Like though we have studied this language during a school or college days, but and you did your masters, so people are right at their way because they assume you are educated and you should have the answers to all of their queries. And so far as this language is concerned, they can never imagine that you can't understand, you can't speak. Thing is, when we listen, we get the time. We are not answerable to anybody that out of 100% content, how much I could understand. When we are writing, again, the ball is in our court. Similar thing happens when we are reading. But when we are speaking, there is no retake.
Yes,
And speaking is performing in some other body's presence, like it is a kind of stage performance. And people used to have this stage fear always in their mind because
yes,
though we believe it is not a performance, but in spite of it, when we do something in public where immediately you are judged, though we shouldn't be judged, we have no right to judge it. So yes, we are on the same page. This problem exists everywhere around us. That initially we are hesitant, we don't find the words, right words don't come to the minds at right time. And the main answer to all of these issues is more you speak, more you learn, and more you become the best version of yourself. So that's why we people are here on this platform.
yes, ma'am.
Are you in teaching at the moment also, or simply a full-time homemaker?
Before my marriage, I used to teach to the student in a school, in a private institution, and at that institution, I learned so many things. And right now, I am a full-time homemaker. Yes, uh, and spend my whole day with my son because my son is just 2 year old. And mostly at my home, there is no one to take care of him. So whole day he spend the whole time with me. So that's why it's my totally home. Now I'm a full-time homemaker, ma'am. But yes, when I am planning that when I will get my child to the school, at that time I will definitely I will join a online school to whatever I am learning and whatever I have experienced in this whole journey. And I just want to teach to the student. So that's why I am focusing are very much concerned about this, especially English language. And also, I am practicing some grammatical portion. Also, I am doing some practice on grammatical portion because in this profession, when you come in the teaching profession, then you have to know the each and every aspect of this language. No doubt, nobody can learn each and everything about a specific thing. Or if you talk about the English language, it's a very wide, you can say, wide thing, and we cannot do everything in this language. But as much as I can, I learn. I just want to serve all the things to the students, especially from my village students. Because where I live in Jammu, it is a very small village, and mostly parents don't focus on the education of the especially girl child. In my so many videos, I have talked about this. So that's why I am here to improve myself. That yes, I want to do something for them.
Hats off to you, Sapna. I always appreciate the women who are keen to learn, because this is a real example of women empowerment. Because being educated, I always advocate this thing, that we should come forward. And I always say in my every second video that we people have got just one life, and one life is not enough to fulfill our desires and chase our dreams.
Yes,
And so far as chasing dreams or desires, I'm using these two words. These are focused on the realistic in the word, in the real sense. I'm not talking about something which you can't achieve, or something like, I don't want to, you can bring the moon on the surface, right? So thing is, it's a good, I always appreciate, and I feel this is the beauty of not only this platform. Of course, it's a boon that we have got the chance to converse this way, and we can work on our communication skills. We can share our thought processes also, and this way, what I have started exploring out of these conversations is, it's not only the language. You get to know about the mindset of the people living in different regions of the country, and the girls like you, young moms like you, who hail from villages, and you people are so keen to learn this language, not for your family, of course, for your family, for your children, but you want to serve the society also. And that way, you people really portray very good example. You are going to set example for the all the women of the society, I must say. So beautiful, beautiful. I applaud you.
thank you, ma'am. This is the reason that because I watched this YouTube, but much about the technology. I didn't know much about the technology. But when I saw the videos of Jashoda ma'am, and she is a real inspiration for all the women, especially she belongs to a village, and she set a very big example for all the women, especially the women who belong to the village, and even though the belong to the city only, of course, but if she can do, and I think this platform mostly women, as a women, mostly content creator, I don't know whether they think or not, but it's my personal opinion that if I am here, if I am learning something from this platform, so it's our duty that we should give this thing to the because when I was in my college and in my school, nobody taught us the basic grammar rule. I don't know you believe or not believe, but it's the reality, ma'am. Even though I right now I am working on my active passive, I didn't know the basic rule of active passive right now, and in these days means when I watch a video of so many people when they translate the thing that you can say this sentence into that way, then I was shocked that if we can say this sentence in that way, why I am not be able to do this. And after watching so many content, then I notice observe that this is the process of active passive, and from 2 weeks I am working on my the to clear the basic concept of active passive. And you can see my level of English, but still I am working, and I will do my 100% to this language to learn, because if I have something, or if I will get something from this language, then it's my duty to give to the other people what I am learning and what I am gathering for myself. That's why.
Good, good. Nothing can stop you, Sapna. Then nothing can stop you. Mm.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Because when you appreciate the work, I before I talk to Manju, ma'am, she also appreciate my work and encourage me when the mentor or teachers or experienced person like you encourage such type of people like me. This thing motivate us to do more in more for our more in our life. Uh, so that whatever we can do, we should do to improve our standard of living and so all the things.
You are definitely going to achieve it, Sapna. We both are on the same page. We are sailing in the same boat. Um, I also started my journey your way. I'm not someone from the English background. I studied from a government school, and you understand in the government schools, the medium of instruction is always your regional language, and English is taught as one of the subjects only. And the way your main area of concern, like you don't know how the about active and passive, or if any other problem you're facing so far as this language is concerned, there is definitely something wrong with the way this subject is being taught. Might be still it's being taught in the similar way, the way it was taught to us. Because I think teachers, either they are not passionate, or they don't have love for their subject, or their main focus is simply up to the clearance of the examination only. They teach you simple, very basic things, like they don't make you understand. They fail to develop the love for their own subject, which is their
Yes,
subject. So definitely there was something wrong with the kind of system, the way we were being taught during our school or college days. So nothing wrong with us. But now if we have started working on it, and we have realized, like in your case, you want to become a tutor in this subject, and hats off to you that you are not going to repeat the history of your teacher. Might be that her own fundas were not clear, but before you land up on that platform, you want to make yourself ready for that. And this is a good thing about you. This shows that how much passion you have for this language. And moreover, this shows that you value the time and the money, and the other investments people do when some students they are coming to you. And if you are a teacher, they believe into you to that much extent that they believe in every word, whatever comes out of your mind. And now, when you are thinking of, you can say, stepping into their shoes, you are getting ready for that in a real sense, because you are aware of the situation that if the teacher is not well prepared, or teacher is not well informed, or teacher is not passionate, what kind of students the teacher is going to produce, like you and me,
yes,
who might suffer after 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years in their life. So we are not to produce those kinds of students. So that's why I really appreciate your approach, that you are preparing yourself to step into the shoes of an English teacher or English mentor. Good. And
yes.
nothing can.
Ma'am, whatever you are saying, it's the situations are same right now. I can't imagine one of my neighbors sent his son to me for tuition only because uh, he has to take their exam at 12, yes, 12th of this March. And he sent his son to me for teaching. And when I took his English subject and asked him about their subject and content, even though the student didn't know the syllabus, what would come in their exam. Because when the same question I asked from one of my friends, because she is now in a private institution where I did work before my marriage. I asked the syllabus from him. When I compare the things which are going to teach to that student, I was really shocked. Even the teacher who are present in his school don't know what would come in their exam. Even though syllabus they don't know. So I was really shocked what you are doing, what your teacher doing in the school. But because I can't say anything to that person,
Hmm.
I don't know their mentality or their teaching method. I don't know much about the other, but the situations are same. Because maybe you
Hmm.
live in a city, you may not meet the person who belong to the village right now. But when I observe the thing around me, the situation I have faced when I was in my school days, the same situation students are facing right now. And these things hurt me a lot.
our whole education system needs to be overhauled. This
Yes,
education system has gone astray. You can say off the track. It
yes,
needs
yes,
to be brought on the track, right track. And it could be possible only with you and me people. We should pour in our kind of efforts we should put in. Rest all depends upon the policy makers, but we should do whatever we can do, what is in our hands. And exactly the same way, you are much younger to me, and you are talking about your time when you studied this subject. If I go back down to my memory lane, situation at that time was also same.
yes, yes.
We people at very later stage in my student life, I got to know that some syllabus kind of thing also exists, and teachers never told us which if today I suppose or you are going to enter into any classroom, I think definitely you have to make your students aware of this thing, that this is your schedule. Like, we have started the session, after 2 or 3 or 5 months you people are going to sit for the exam, and this is the content which you are going to study during this period. This is your syllabus. So, but at our times, what this syllabus was, we were not familiar with this word even. We got to know about it later. So that was the responsibility of the teachers. It means our education system is not on the right track. It really needs to be worked on. It really needs to be overhauled, because teachers are the, you can say, not only the, I can say, future makers. They are the builders of everything, of the nation. We call the teacher builder of the nation. This is the reason, because doctors, engineers, and these you can say the, even you can include the politicians as well, because it is all the mindset which the teacher, she, when she talks to the students, he talks to the students, you try to bring the best out of the child. So it's not only that every student is going to become a teacher, because may become a teacher, may become engineer or doctor, or become an IPS or IAS officer. This list is unending. So what I want to conclude it is all in the hands of the that sculpture, and teacher plays that role. Teacher has to shape the minds of the students, and the rest of the future, that whole trajectory is laid down at that very moment, that what a student is going to become in the next 10 years or the 20 years. So but I think in the schools an orientation session is needed. In the beginning of the session there should be some orientation session done, where teachers should be made aware of all these things, and they should be taught about the teaching methods. You said you have done B.Ed, you did B.Ed, I think I heard something of that.
Yes, yes.
I think something that sort of training is given during that, when you go for that degree. Used to get, because to work in a school, I think every teacher needs to have this degree in education.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you are the right person who can throw some light on it, whether these teaching methods are taught during this degree when you go for this study, or this attaining B.Ed degree is also like attaining other degrees as well.
Everything is taught in the institution. The perfect way how you can read the psychology of the student, which method is suitable for your students. Even teaching in this process, you can use activity methods, so many methods, storytelling methods. The purpose of this degree to indulge the student, and as a teacher, it's your responsibility to give your best to your student in any way. It doesn't mean that you have to use the method through which we have studied. Just like the teacher only taught the student and the student crammed the things. Not like that. In this degree, there are so many ways taught to the students through which the student can teach to the student their students. And there are so many methods taught to us. But the thing is, these are only in happen in the institution, not in the practical sense.
I mean, this
Because
thing is just confined to attaining the degree of B.Ed only. Once the teachers come into the field, they don't follow it. They don't
yes,
practice all these things which were taught to them during their course of study. This is the problem with our system.
yes, ma'am.
And if we
Because
start considering every child our own child, I think even then, if every teacher start thinking that way also, that could also bring some change in the teaching method, I feel.
yes, ma'am.
But when we talk to each other, we get to know about each other. We get to know about the mindset of the person. So I'm so delighted that my session has gone really worth. And I appreciate your hard work, your passion, and I'm sure once you will plunge into this field of teaching, you are definitely going to follow all those things which you learned during the attainment of your degree in education. And so far as this language is concerned, Sapna, you have already done masters, so you are familiar with the theoretical part. But again, the problem is that your concepts are not clear. And this is not only your problem, it is the problem of every second child, especially who have attained their degrees from the sorry to say, it is a sorry state of affairs when we use a word from the government schools. We don't want to condemn the government schools, but what to say, because every second child or every second person is suffering because of their education, because they have got their education from this kind of format or this kind of education system. So with the hope that if suppose somebody who is someone from the policymakers and stumbles upon some this kind of conversation, start taking it seriously, that now the education system really needs to be worked on, it needs to be overhauled. But till then, I think if we have become conscious, and especially the persons like you who are going to teach English in the classes in the future, if we start taking our part seriously, that okay, once I land up into the class, I should be well prepared. And because I have suffered because of all these flaws at my time, my students shouldn't suffer. So I have that responsibility on my shoulders to build a very strong nation. And these children are the builders of our nation, tomorrow's nation. So that way, Sapna, I really appreciate your approach. Nothing, I have repeated it twice again, I'm going to repeat it for the third time. Nothing can stop you. Just keep on moving on this journey, and this journey of learning is unending.